So let's talk about blossom end rot. No, that is a squash problem as well. It's whenever you have the wet, the dry, the wet, the dry, and the plant cannot access the calcium in the soil in order to properly develop the fruit, or in this case, the zucchini. Then you have about a 2 or 3 inch baby zucchini, and it's all black and it's starting to rot. Just like you get on the bottom of your tomatoes when you don't have adequate watering. You got plenty of calcium, you don't have the water to allow that calcium to be picked up and took into the plant to properly develop the item in which you're wanting to grow. Also, we have problems with squash vine borer. Squash vine borer is a moth that comes early in the season. It typically will attack most of your squashes, excluding butternut squash, because the stem is too tough for it to burrow into to lay its larva. So on your zucchini, your acorn squash, your delectica, your pumpkins, you need to be vigilant about this. And with your zucchini, you can plant later in the year because the reproductive cycle of these particular nasty insects is over. However, with your long duration squashes, your pumpkins and stuff, you got to get them in the ground as soon as possible.
And you can usually spot it. You can look at the base of your plant.
You have to look at the base,
and
yes.
You'll see something that looks like sawdust, and it means that the squash vine borer has bored into that base of the plant and laid its larva.
Now, at this point, then you take your little surgical knife out and slice down about 2 inches above and below where that insertion was at, and you just open it up gently, just like you were cutting a piece of really flimsy drain pipe, and you're going to open up and you're going to see these worms come out. If you're fidgety about this, you got to get somebody else to do it. But this is what saves your zucchini, your pumpkins. We've done this many years over and over again in order for us to successfully have zucchini, pumpkins, and squashes. You extract those out, and you can leave it alone as long as you don't sever the vine completely. You're just taking a slit out of, just slitting it down about 3 or 4 inches and peeling it open to expose those larvae, and you get the larvae out, kill them, and then the plant will still survive and produce, because what that larvae is doing here, it's eating the internal portions out of that plant, preventing water uptake and nutrient uptake. You may have experienced this whenever
you go out, you see your plants, they look like they need to be watered. They look all wilty. You water them the next day, they're still wilty. It's not good, and then usually the day after that they're dead.
It's okay for the plants to be wilting if you don't have that problem on really hot days. You can also increase the mulch around the plant, but that's normal. If they don't pop back or come back to full surface area tension in the evening, then you've got a problem. But plants typically will reduce the amount of surface area on them in order to prevent them from getting too much sun exposure.